to really refine one's midot, that cannot be covered in 10 days that we are trying to cover in this 10-day third quarter of the journey. That can take 10 months, if not 10 years. So really impossible. A lot of people are asking, are you really going to dive into Tikun midot in these 10 days? No, I can't even give an introduction in 10 days. Because there are dozens of midot and each one of them has to be explained in depth, and then the positive aspect of it and the negative aspect of it. Today we're going to talk about jealousy. Jealousy can be something very, very powerful to a positive way. Today we're going to touch on the surface. But what I'm saying is this short introduction that you can really dive into this topic in 10 days. Now we're really kind of throwing some, I don't know what to say, bold statements, but rather titles. So yesterday we spoke about silence. Day before we spoke about a little bit about Geula, about pride. And then we're going to speak a little bit about jealousy. Because jealousy is the source of most problems. I'm talking when the jealousy is negative. If somebody questions, how can jealousy be positive? Then I told you already yesterday that everything the Kadosh Baruch Hu created has a positive reason for that. And the jealousy is, the Talmud says, Kinat Sofrim Tarbe Chochma. Also Shlomo Melech says that. But nevertheless, the Talmud elaborates on that. And what does it mean? When I'm jealous of a sage or a great rabbi, it causes me, in a not positive way, to want to learn more and to be like him and to grow in my Torah. This is a positive jealousy. And I'm looking at a rabbi and I'm like, wow, how did he do it? I can do it too. I want to learn now the entire book to be able to teach it like him and so forth. So this is a positive way of kina'ah, of jealousy, and there's many others. I want to focus on the negative part, because jealousy is the cause of most of the problems. Korach was jealous of Moshe Rabbeinu, and look where he took him. Slander, lashon hara, lying, attack. So there is a Mishnah in Tractate Avot. Like I told you yesterday, this tractate is a box of gems. It also is called the Ethics of the Fathers. But really, if you go through the entire thing, and literally it hands out one gem after the other. And that's for no reason. It's called, not for just for no reason, it's called the Ethics of the Fathers. Because you learn really good ethics from your father or from your forefathers. But anyways, this is in Tractate Avot, chapter 4, Mishnah 21. And it says, Rabbi Elazar HaKafar Omer. This is one of the sages, Rabbi Elazar, and he says, Hakina te'ava ve'akavod motziim et ha'adam min ha'olam. Jealousy, desire and lust, and honor and respect is the exit of a person out of this world. This is my free translation. He says, motziim et ha'adam min ha'olam. It will eject the person out of this world. Now comes the big question. Which world? This world? Or the next world? According to the pshat, to the literal explanation, of course this world. But I will go one step ahead and says from the real world, not from this fake short 70 years world. Now, he says three things. Kina'ah, jealousy. Te'ava. Te'ava means a lust or a desire. And kavod. Kavod is honor and respect when somebody runs after kavod. We're not going to talk about te'ava right now, desires and lusts and honor and respect. We're going to talk about kin'ah. Because I do see that jealousy is really the source of most problems. And we have that as a support because we just read 2 weeks ago about Korach. Korach was jealous. End of story. That's what it was. It was jealousy. And we see in many cases that jealousy causes a lot of problems. It says in the Talmud that rekev atzamot kin'ah, that kin'ah, jealousy, makes your bones rot from inside. And really, if you stop for 1 second to think, you see that it's one of the worst attributes, the worst characteristics a person can have is to be jealous. So the sage, Rabbi Eliezer, says that's your ticket out of this world. Now, there are many commentaries on this Mishnah. Rambam, Maimonides, says something very, very amazing, which at first when you read it doesn't make much sense, or you just go through it fast. But it says, Mafsid emunat Torah. A person that has jealousy loses his emunah in the Torah. it will cause him to lose the emunah in the Torah. And at first I was like, okay, no pseder, no, fine. But read it 10 times, 20 times, you'll see, you know what, this is way deeper than you think. That the jealousy will cause me to lose my emunah in the Torah. Now we're going to explain it a little bit more. There's other few commentaries. The Tosfot says on it that the kin'ah, jealousy, comes from ayin hara. That ayin hara is the evil eye. And it does exist, by the way. A lot of people think it's a myth, ayin hara. It's not a myth, it's a real thing. Maybe we should do some classes about ayin hara, because, you know, we even pray every day in the morning, save me from an evil eye. Sometimes people look at you, you know, like Bilam, Hashem merachem. Bilam was a crossed eye. Shtum ha'ain. One eye was going up, one eye was going down. And if he would look at you at the eye that goes down, that's it, you're doomed. And some people, they look at you, you say, this look, it says looks can kill, as they say. So the Talmud says that the kin'ah, the jealousy, comes from ayin hara, when you look at something in a very negative way. And I'm not going to talk about it this day. In this class, I will talk about it in a different class, because we do have a mitzvah from the Torah to judge people and situations favorably. And when I don't judge something favorably, then it will develop ayin hara, and from that we'll go straight away to kin'ah, to jealousy. But not for nothing, the sage said jealousy, desires and lusts, and honor and respect in the same one. Obviously there's some connection. So there's a commentary called Tiferet Israel, and he says the desire, usually where do you have desire for, or lust? Food, marital relations, or as they call it in the street, sex. Marital relations sounds very goody two-shoes. Yeah, you have lust for I wanted to say the other gender. Unfortunately, for some people it's the same gender. But you got the point. Usually the lust and the desire will go for food, marital relations, and money. These are the main three things. Of course, there will also be desire and lust for honor, respect, and control, and so forth. It's all the same thing. Money, the Talmud calls it mammon. Mammon means in general money or wealth, but it's all under the same umbrella. But usually these are the most what you desire or lust. And of course, when you don't get that, that's what's going to cause the jealousy. If he has a nicer car, more money, greater status, more followers on Facebook, a more attractive wife, whatever it is, a nicer phone even, then I want this too, then it will already bring me to a jealousy. So that's why they're connected in many different ways. But where does the root of jealousy come from? From the thought that I deserve more than what I really deserve. And not only that I deserve more than I really deserve, that I think that I deserve everything. So it's two ways of looking at it. First of all, I think that I deserve everything, which you're 99% wrong. You do not deserve everything. Who says that you deserve everything? And where does it say that? You didn't get with your birth certificate a list of what you deserve and what you don't deserve. In most cases, you don't deserve barely anything. So first of all, I have the thought that I deserve everything. The next thing is that I think that I deserve more than what I have. This is the root of where jealousy comes from. That's why it comes from ayin hara, because I would look somewhere, and again, ayin hara is an evil eye, that I look somewhere and I think, oh, I deserve that. I deserve to have a nicer car, more money, a more attractive wife, a more beautiful home, whatever it is. Now, how do you, I don't know if really the right word to say overcome it, but how do you put things in the right perspective? That I have to understand my place in the universe. If I don't understand my place in the universe, then the third of all three, honor and respect, will come into the equation. Who do you think you are that you deserve any type of respect or honor? So it will start with kin'ah. Why jealousy? Because I'm looking at te'ava. It comes from a te'ava. I want that. How many times you stand in a restaurant and you're like, oh, what are they having? That looks nice. Who says you're going to like it? Maybe it has some ingredients that you're not going to like. So what if it looks nice? And most people look outside and they see something, and then for whatever reason they think they need it or deserve it, and then comes the jealousy. But what's the end result? Is that you just don't know really your place. You know, there's a saying in the Torah, it says, Da'at mekomcha, know your place. Know when you need to react, when you need to shut up, when you need to sit quietly, know who you're standing in front of, and where do you really need to apply it? Da lifnei mi ata omed. Know in front of who you're standing. Melech malchei hamlachim, the king of all kings. So when I know how to position myself in the world, then it will prevent me in most cases of developing desire or lust or jealousy for something that doesn't belong to me, because I know that has nothing to do with me. I will never have it, no point of desiring it, and let me be happy with what I have. Now, if you are able to position yourself exactly where you belong in the universe, then you accept what you deserve. And not only that, you understand, this is what I really deserve, that's what I want, but that's what I really deserve. And then, of course, that's what I'm going to get. Now, most people, they don't know how to put their position in the world. They think they deserve much more. First of all, I personally think that that's a slap in Hashem's face, to think you deserve something more. Who do you think you are? That's what my rabbi keeps telling me up until today. Who do you think you are? I'm nobody. Never, maybe 3 times in my life I heard some good feedback. The rest of the time is like, you're nobody. Well, why do you think you deserve anything? What? Because you gave a few classes on YouTube? So what? So, first of all, I think, that's my personal opinion, that I think it's a slap to Hashem's face when you think you deserve something more. How come I'm not getting that? In Hebrew we say, Sheb b'sheket. Sit quietly. You are out of place. Now, the Talmud comes and gives a support to that. And we talked about sources. So you can go and look in Tractate Yoma, page 38. And it says, En Adam nogea בממון, במוכן לחברו כמלוא נימה. You cannot touch that something that is prepared for somebody else, not even a little gram. Kemlo nima means like a size of even like a how do you call them? The one that goes in the hair. Nice. If something is prepared for you, you can't touch it. So first of all, you have to understand it in both ways. First of all, what belongs to you, and doesn't matter what I'm going to do, it will never belong to me. That's first of all. On the other side of it, whatever belongs to me, doesn't matter what you're going to do, you can't touch what belongs to me. Not my money, not my respect, not my honor, not my status, not my wife, nothing. And again, when you don't have this centered in front of your face, I think it's a slap to Hashem's face. I gave you this and you're complaining. How dare you complain when I give you so much? That's again my personal opinion. So again, the Talmud says you have nothing to worry about, because what is ready or designated to your friend, you have zero control. If he's going to get it, not going to get it. You know, now there's this video that is running in the internet that of this judge in Israel talking, of course it's in Hebrew, how the plan to annihilate and to population control of the religious people in Israel. Did you hear it? Shocked you didn't hear it. It's all over the internet. Came out yesterday. It was recorded. A judge from Israel, and they're talking about how can we get rid of the Haredim, the religious people. And the guy says, no, they started, she says, we have to come up with a plan how to get rid of these parasites, these Haredim. And he says, well, it started already. They're poisoning their water by putting some chemicals that the women cannot get pregnant. And she's like, oh, what great news. It sounds like 2 Nazis talking. And this is a judge in Israel. I don't know how you didn't hear it. It's all over the place. Anyway, so I was listening to this, and of course my wife got very upset, and I said, they really think that they will put poison in water and they can control if a woman will get pregnant or not? You have to be a complete imbecile to think that. What, the Kadosh Baruch Hu has a problem with the poison? The Kadosh Baruch Hu decides who gets pregnant, when, how, and what, and how many. But that's how a lot of people think, that I have control over somebody else's fate. Sometimes people, they go against you and you're afraid. What are you afraid of? You think somebody can do something to you? But they'll report me. They just can talk. Now, if it happens to be that somebody did something to you and you got hurt from that, that was an order from Hashem. That person was a puppet. Don't hold any grudge against that person. That person was a shaliach, a messenger, to do what the Kadosh Baruch Hu said. Nothing can happen to you if it doesn't come from above. It says, En adam nokef etzba milemata. A person cannot even move his finger down here, unless it's declared in the world above. Nobody can touch you unless the master of the universe allowed it to happen. So if you do something bad to me, I need to be upset at you, then I'm a fool. I have to be not upset at Hashem, I have to be upset at myself that I brought it on myself. That's the story. So I have zero control of what's going to go on in your life. If you think you can curse me, slander me and badmouth my name and you'll ruin my reputation, it's nonsense. If my reputation needs to be ruined, maybe you will be chosen to be the messenger that does it. And if you're smart, you do tshuva and you say, I don't want this task. You know the story with Onkelos? Onkelos was supposed to come and destroy Bet HaMikdash. And he came and he's like, I don't want to mess with these guys. And you know what happened to him? He went and converted. And he's the nephew of Titus. And Titus, so to say, he told him, I want to go and learn in a university. So he paid for his higher education. And really he went to a yeshiva in Yerushalayim. And when he disappeared, you know the story. They came to him, the messengers came to pick him up. He converted them. Every time Titus would send messengers to get him, he would convert them. And at some point Titus says, don't talk to him. Just bring him to me. And then they took him out, he kissed the mezuzah. They told him, why did you do that? Whoop! And because Titus told them, don't ask questions. He says, because your God, your king, you have to protect your king. My king protects me. They all put him down and converted too. So, but that's a smart person. He was appointed to be a shaliach, to destroy Bet HaMikdash. He came, made 1 + 1. He says, I don't want to be the one. I need to get this on my resume, destroying the house of God because they're misbehaving. No. So I can be appointed many times to be the messenger to do something evil. I need to think, wait a minute, that should not come from my hands. That's why Paro was punished. A lot of people ask, why would Hashem punish Paro? After all, doesn't it say clearly in the Torah, I will harden his heart? So you harden his heart and then you punish him? But look at it in the first 3 plagues, no heart hardening. Hashem says, you decide. You can accept it or not. Paro did it very gladly and willingly. So after he took this great opportunity and did it willingly, then Hashem says, you could have not accepted, do tshuva, and then you would be free to go. But you're happy to do this mission? No, I'm going to punish you for that. So don't think that you don't get chosen once in a while by Hashem to be the messenger to hurt somebody. You have to say, not my shift. I'm not doing that. Let somebody else do this. I'm not doing this. So when you flip it over against you, nobody can touch you. Nobody can do anything to you. And that's really another midot that we're going to talk about in these 10 days, which is one of my favorite because it's almost impossible to be able to reach to that. And it's called Erech HaPaim. Erech HaPaim in English is forbearance. That somebody does something to you deliberately to hurt you, and not only that you're not upset at them, you forgive them and you're totally cool with them. That's a very high level. We say that, the 13 attributes of mercy. Shem Hashem, Kel Rachum V'Chanun, Erech HaPaim, V'Rav Chesed, V'Emet, Erech HaPaim, it's forbearance. So when somebody does something to you, she is just a messenger. No point of dirtying yourself with that individual. But when you're looking at both ways, you can touch anybody's possession, anything. You can't do anything. And vice versa. Nobody can touch you. And if you think somebody can harm you, Sorry to tell you, that's a form of idolatry because you think that that person can hurt you and you're taking Hashem out of the equation. No, 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 no. Hashem is the one that decides exactly what happens to you. So going back to the jealousy, if I know exactly my position in the universe, why would I look at your possession and desire it? I should be happy that you have a lot of money and you're successful and you're handsome and young and famous and rich, and what's it going to do with me? There's a Mishnah that says, Ezu ashir, who is a rich person? Hasameach bechelko, that you're happy in your portion. Right? Now I will add on that a twist. I don't know if to say a twist. We call it a chidush. Chidush is when I add an addition. We'll just add a word. Ezu ashir, who is a rich person? Hasameach bechelko shel chavero. Who is a rich person that is happy in the portion of his friend, not his own portion? If you are happy with your own portion, ashrecha, happy you are. But if you're happy with your fellow friend's portion, whoa, that's a real wealth. So we need to know where is my position in the universe. And Rizal says that life is like a Ferris wheel. One time you're up and one time you're down. So in this life, I will be rich, you will be poor. In a previous life, you were rich, I was poor. And everybody has to go. The Rizal says that we have to go through like stations. At some point I'll be rich. At some point I'll be poor. At some point I'll be famous. At some point I'll be in jail. I will be murdered. We have to go through a cycle that we go through everything. And you know why? That nobody can come up to the heavenly court and says, yeah, but if I would have that life, I would be different. So Hashem says, but you had that life. Life number 17. For him it was life number 32. But we all go through a circle that nobody can come and stand in front of Hashem and says, that's not fair. If I would have that person's tests, maybe I would. But you had those tests, you just don't remember. So I need to know, where is my position in this world? And you know what the result is? That if I know how to let go of jealousy, I'm the most happiest person in the world. You know why people are miserable? Not because they don't have money. That's one big thing. Because of jealousy. So they're miserable all their life. And they don't understand where this misery is coming from. Let go of jealousy, you'll be the happiest person in the world. So for that you need to know, what's my position in this world? And if this is what I deserve, thank you, be thankful and grateful. Don't look on the other side of the fence, what you have. Oh, I wish I had that. I wish I did this. The main joy and happiness in this world is not when I get something from you. That's not when I'm going to get happiness. If I think that I'm going to get more joy because I have a car like yours, or anything else, the main joy and happiness is when I actually don't have any expectations and I don't look at any direction. So therefore the Mishnah says, Ezu ashir, who is the rich person? Hasameach bechelko shel chavero, in your portion. You know, I lived in America 18 years. There's certain things that I didn't never get up until today. Maybe you can help me. In America, when you do something good, they tell you, good for you. It sounds like, in other words, like, I don't want to even say how it sounds. This is good for you. No, it seems to you like you just gave me a curse from Bilam, a good for you. It never sounded any time authentic. It always sounds so fake. Good for you. Good for him. So this is like saying, in other words, I wish you dropped dead. Why can't I be that successful, famous, rich, handsome, young, whatever it is? Is that jealousy is one of the worst poisons you can have in your body. And the jealousy will really start when you don't really believe in the Kadosh Baruch Hu. If you are a really God-fearing individual and you have emunah, belief, like cement, you will never be jealous. You wouldn't even think for 1 second to be jealous because you are really slapping Hashem in his face or spitting in his face. How dare you give him more than you gave me? I just see it as the biggest slap to Hashem's face. So we can continue in this topic another 3 hours. I want to finalize it and to summarize it, that when you have jealousy, don't think you'll have strong emunah. It doesn't work together. If there's some type of this, we'll call it now in an extreme way, the cancer of jealousy, don't expect to have real faith and belief in Hashem. It's not going to work. Exactly like I told you in the beginning, it will kill all the emunah. You want to change that? Start realizing who are you and what's your place in the universe. And of course, the ultimate of reaching to that is when you're humble. You know, Moshe Rabbeinu was not some shmate. He knew exactly who he was. Don't you think that Moshe Rabbeinu knew who he was when he looked at the mirror? Don't you think he had moments of saying, I talked to God? Nobody did, is, or will ever talk to Hashem face to face. Don't you think he knew that? But with all his greatness, he still says, okay, so I'm Moshe Rabbeinu. And you know what he kept saying? If somebody else will get the job, they'll do a better job than me. So, da'at mekomcha. Know your place. And if you're standing in front of a great individual, know to be humble. This individual is greater than me. Like we read every day in the Geret Rambam. I told you to read the letter of the Rambam. Im ashiru mimcha, alecha lechabdo. If he's richer than you, give him respect. So we need to know what's my position in the world. That's where Hashem placed me, and operate according to that. And if you focus on that, and with great humility accept what Hashem gives you, first of all, you'll be thankful for what you have. Some people, they go with their head to the wall like as if, I have to do it. I had a friend like that, 12 years, he was trying to do all the startups in the world. And he had ideas that can put Facebook to shame. Never made $1. And I always would tell him, this is not your path. Your path has nothing to do with money, business, and startups. Forget about it. Stop it. 12 years later, he finally figured out it's not going to work. And he really had good ideas that you would think, how is this not working out? How come some company is not buying his idea? Doesn't say in the book above, it's never going to work. And I kept telling him, stop. And of course, he was miserable, went through divorce, problems, lawsuits, headaches. Finally, I saw him one day. He told me, I'm the most happiest person in the world. I like you told me 12 years ago, I sit and learn Torah all day long in a kollel. I found my wife, I have 2 girls, I'm happy finally. No, you know, it's like trying to put the key in the wrong lock. It will not work. And that will come, of course, from arrogance and pride. No, I have to do it. Da'at mekomcha. Know your place in the universe. You know your place in the universe, you appreciate everything around you, and you give the right respect and honor to the ones who achieve things, and you are happy in the portion of your friend. You're happy with your portion, but you are really good for you, the authentic, the real good for you, because you're really happy. Try that, you'll see, you will be light like a feather, happy, satisfied, fulfilled, because you're not busy looking all the time to the sides. People are miserable, they don't even know why. And then of course they're looking for solution, how to fulfill this misery with substance and all sorts of other things. It just becomes into one big whirlpool, and before you know it, you're in the bottom of the world. Focus on who you are, what's your position in the universe, humble yourself in front of the Kadosh Baruch Hu. You'll see the Kadosh Baruch Hu is going to just throw presents at you. And it's not necessarily going to be black Mercedes or a beautiful house. Maybe that's not what it says in your books, to have a beautiful house. Maybe your destination, your destiny is to live in a very modest house all your life. Da'at mekomcha. Know your place in the universe.